Sent Podcast.
Hey everybody, it's Matthew coming back to you all with another special interview on the Sent Podcast. This week, Rizzo and I spoke with Alex, who is a PM on the Rarible NFT minting project. Everyone on Sent and in the NFT space, as well as all the crypto artists, for sure know about Rarible. It is probably the NFT minting platform with the best UI and UX out there. It has a really exciting unlock feature, which lets NFT minters embed any arbitrary file inside the NFT and use the NFT as a key to unlock it. There's also some controversy around the issues of copyright, where some users have used Rarible to mint work that is not theirs. But I think that after you listen to this podcast where we address all those points, you start to see that Rarible wants to be more of a marketplace of marketplaces, and they're developing decentralized solutions to help address some of the copyright issues that have flared up. So I know you're going to enjoy this conversation. There's a lot to unpack here. And well, without further ado, please enjoy Rizzo and my conversation with Alex from Rarible. Okay, and we're live. This is Matthew, and I'm joined with Rizzo. We're back with another special interview on the Send podcast, where we're speaking with the creators who are building some of the most fantastic projects in the crypto space. My guest today is a PM for Rarible, which is the newest NFT minting and marketplace project out there. In my opinion, it has the slickest UI around, and it's easy for any newbie to the NFT scene to mint their own NFT. They've also introduced a really novel unlock feature that I'm really excited to dive into today. So I'm really excited to be speaking with Alexander, PM for Rarible. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm Alexander Salnikov, and I'm co-founding product manager of Rarible. So as you said before, Rarible is an NFT issuance and marketplace platform. And basically, we wanted it to be so clean and simple so anybody can use it. That's why, for example, we choose to have a long list of wallets supported, like Fortmatic, for custodial wallet, for Ethereum, just tied to your mobile phone. So just like to onboard anybody here easily. Yeah. And the UX part, thank you for noticing. We've been really working hard on it.
Mm-hmm. And then, you're such a new project, so I don't think a lot of people know much about the people that are behind making it. So I'm just wondering, could you tell us a little bit about how many people are on your team? Is it a distributed company? Just a little more insight into the company, I think, would be interesting.
Okay, yeah. So right now we have 6 people on our team, permanent members, and most of them are here since the beginning of the project. So we're a distributed team. Right now we have somebody in Moscow, here in Bali, and United States also. Yeah. Well, originally that's, the story is more or less standard startup story. So we've had designer, product manager, CEO sitting together and coming up with an idea of what's the next big thing in the crypto world. And this NFT phenomenon, it really got me. So at first, there was ERC20 tokens on Ethereum that everybody was hyping around them. And there was a big ICO hype, during which our team was doing issuance platform for ICOs, ERC20. So when we thought, what's next? This NFT space was on the ground, basically. So when I first purchased the CryptoKitty, I don't know. At first, it sounded like a stupid thing. Like what am I doing? But then the exact moment I had it in my wallet, in different wallets, by the same standard, it it got me inside somewhere. So it feels like a tangible item that belongs to you. And we, as human beings, we love to possess things. We love to possess things, especially scarce ones. And that's why we created a platform that allows people to make digital things scarce. And here comes the name, Rarible.
Dude, it's a really cool project. I was checking it out, and one of the interesting things that I noticed right off the bat is that it ports everything in your wallet onto Rarible. So even stuff in a very similar way as OpenSea, stuff that you didn't mint or purchase on Rarible, whatever's in your wallet all pops up, and then you can essentially sell those items on Rarible despite not having purchased them or minted them on Rarible. And when I initially saw your project, I thought it was more of like a minting crypto art type of thing. But it seems like it's a little bit of everything. So I'm curious, like, how you guys see yourselves or what you see your biggest role is in this NFT, emerging NFT niche.
You are exactly right, because it seems every bit of everything, and that's for a purpose. So personally, I believe that NFT space is highly underexplored, that a lot of use cases for NFTs are along the way, and they're further down the road, and they're coming. And that's why we created a platform specifically use case agnostically. We created a platform to be use case agnostic, so our users can do whatever they want and experiment on use cases. For example, somebody is selling. Okay, yeah, so we are slowly coming to our unlockable feature, the new one. One of our users is selling his design hours working with this NFT. Another one is another really good example is the selling of MP3 files. Yeah, so just to be sure, at first, let me tell you about unlockable feature, like in general. Basically, we allow our users, the creators, to embed arbitrary content inside the NFT. When you issue your NFT, there is just an additional field that allows you to paste anything inside it. And that field will be unlocked once this NFT is purchased to the new owner of an NFT.
Is that content unlocked within the Rarible UI, or where does the user who purchases the locked NFT view that locked data and content?
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's unlocked inside the Rarible UI. We are working, we specifically made it so simple just to explore the space. Once we get more insights on how people use it, what they do with it, we are planning to do it more decentralized, maybe part of NFT standard at some point. But for now, it's all about experimentation. It's all about we encouraging our users to experiment and to find out new use cases for NFTs.
Dude, it's really cool, man. I had actually purchased a couple days ago a couple pieces of art from someone on Rarible that had posted on Scent, which led me to their profile page, and I noticed that a couple of their pieces of art had the unlock feature with it, and I was up until that point not familiar with it, and I was like, ooh, this is an interesting new thing going on, and I inquired to them about what was incorporated, what they had locked up into their NFT, and it turns out it was a Dropbox file with some higher resolution pictures of the piece of art and a couple other interesting additional add-ons to the thing. And I, initially felt like, wow, this is really cool. Like you sort of get a surprise, or it can be a surprise, or get loaded up with some sort of alternative content. It's a very interesting and cool wrinkle in the whole, NFT purchasing, concept. How do you see people at this point, how do you see most people using that feature, or is it sort of all over the place?
Okay, that's a nice question. So, okay, this feature is designed to basically allow users to post any digital content inside it. And we perceive it as a way to sell digital ownership, digital content, digital goods. So for now, as I've been talking to you, well, one of the requests for this feature was from the author who wanted to sell books. Yeah, Dropbox link is another great example for designers who want to sell who want to sell 3D models, for example, or logo, source code of logo, MP3 files. Well, anything, basically any digital content that I said before. Yeah, or it can be promo code or I don't know, link to redeem working hours. Anything you can imagine.
Yeah, I think it's really at an interesting point right now, just because it's so new, and like you're enumerating on, all these new use cases are popping up like literally in real time. I mean, just speaking from personal experience, I was really excited when Dow Record released their track early and embedded their I guess a video link to their music video before they released it on YouTube, in addition to a video instructing the purchaser of their NFT how they could earn 10% of the net streaming revenue from that YouTube video after they publish it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that one got me out.
Yeah. And then recently, there's a collaboration between Robness Cyberpop and then Stina Jones, both crypto artists, amazing crypto artists. And
I saw that.
They open sourced the commercial rights to their image they collaborated on. And there's individuals that purchased the NFT from them, and then on Rarible, they're remixing the image, and within the image that they mint on Rarible, they're embedding the actual original NFT. So they're kind of like embedding the DNA of the original design into the remix design. I thought that was like kind of next level. So obviously, I think in the next couple of months, we'll start to see a proliferation of all these use cases, and maybe some use cases that seem stronger than others. But I'm wondering, as a project, in addition to the unlock feature, are there any other nifty sort of developments that you're working on, or experiments that you're working on introducing alongside it?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so the direction in which we currently going is to become a marketplace of marketplaces. So we want our users to have their own marketplaces with their content that they want to sell. One of the features down the road right now is a multiple minting for the creators or owners who want to sell multiple instances of their works. That sounds as a basic one, but in reality, it's a little bit deeper because of the NFT standard. You have to think about how to make distinct items distinct and to combine them on one page at the same time. And that feature unlocks a lot of new use cases also. Like one of them would be fundraising feature. For example, we've already seen a creator who've been selling his NFT just as a token of appreciation for others who will buy them to support his work, basically, like decentralized Patreon, for example. Yeah. So yeah, multiple meeting would be the closest one, and well, we have a list of features that people that our users ask. They want to have this revenue sharing platform. They want to have some revenue share from the secondary market. Another favorite feature that I personally want to implement is a composable NFT. Are you familiar with that?
I'm familiar with composability, but could you unpack, I guess, what your idea of a composable NFT would be?
Yeah, so basically, again, this NFT feels like an item, like a tangible item that belongs to you. And I personally think that this item can be box of other items. Let's, for example, make this thought experiment of having a loan on compound that accrues you an interest, and that have another, and that is being insured on Nexus Mutual. There's another like insurance token added to that loan, and for example, to be a part of token set, I don't know, like automatically being rebalanced. So we can combine all of these things into an NFT that would have a particular description, a particular image, probably like describing what's inside of it, and to be portfolio or package of other things.
Cool. So with the purchase of the one NFT, that you get a whole bunch of stuff inside of like a box, like you were saying, a whole bunch of things included in that one NFT purchase.
Yeah, you get it exactly right.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, all the stuff you guys have rolled out now, one of my biggest like pet peeves with all these websites is the load times, and I feel like, for whatever reason, whatever you guys have done, your stuff is like pretty snappy and responsive and everything, which greatly pleases me. As you guys are expanding, I'm assuming you're going to run into like the same type of problems as all of these other platforms are, with people just trying to come in and mint like anything that they can, pull off of the internet or something. Have you had a lot of that, and is the responsibility on the individuals who would try to do something like that, or how do you guys navigate situations like that?
That's a really good question. Well, to like the first part of the answer would be that we don't have much of that so far, just because we started to work with the art community on Twitter that's being responsible, and they care about their reputation. But definitely they had some cases, and I definitely see more coming. So, but the question here is much harder. So we as a platform don't want to be the single source of truth here, because that kind of drags us back to the centralized world, when we need to rely on the specific set of license rules that are different in different countries. So we want to implement some kind of community-based moderation, and probably a DAO that of the most active users that would work as hunters for that type of content. Because imagine somebody minted an NFT, and with the content that that person didn't had rights to. Imagine that NFT is being sold, and after that, we need to find the specific token, and we need to kind of make the person burn it. For now, from the technical point of view, that's almost impossible. So this functionality must be included on-chain. So basically the answer to your question would be on-chain community-based moderation service. That's what we want to build down the road at some point.
When you say on-chain community-based moderation, what aspects of the moderation would you foresee being on-chain? Like, I think the way that other projects like Mintbase handle it right now is they have a couple moderators who are identified with moderator token, and they're able to flag individual pieces of content, which are then just hidden from the UI on the site. But the on-chain based part of your proposal sounds kind of interesting. Could you unpack that?
Just to hide things from the UI, also kind of breaks the point of the NFT standard. We want this thing to be equally presented on all of the platforms in your wallet, in your Trust wallet, Coinbase wallet, Rarible, OpenSea. That's what standards are about. So we want to make this community moderation to be part of NFT standard at some point. Well, at least to be part of contracts that we as a platform are issuing for our users. I mean, contracts as a collections of NFTs. So, and the community moderation to be able to at least flag and I suppose mostly more of delete or burning proposal to create delete or burning proposals.
At the proposal stage. Oh, okay. So there's sort of potentially maybe you try to mint something. Maybe there's like a period of time where it undergoes a proposal review by this moderator community or something like that. And then that's how it could potentially be moderated. Something like that.
Yeah, and then it can be flagged as a moderated one, not just flagged as an opposite. Yeah, and that would definitely increase its price.
That's kind of interesting. That would be interesting to see if you guys are able to get that put together, because I know a lot of people are raising concerns or questions about the KYC, but like as you mentioned, that's kind of like antithetical to what's going on in the space where we're trying to develop standards. Quick question on the image data and the metadata that you guys that are associated with these NFTs. Are you self-hosting that image and metadata, or are you using IPFS, or are you able to go into the background on that?
No, of course, yeah. Right now we're using IPFS, and of course we have several self-hosted nodes that support the IPFS source of this metadata. But personally, I've seen that question raised everywhere on Twitter and about other NFT projects and about NFT projects hosted entirely on chain that are getting some traction right now. And personally, I feel that this is not really an existing problem right now, because I believe that the problem of storing files on chain will be solved in a year or two. And that for a project right now who wants to, for a project that wants to kind of dive into the space, it's not the kind of point you want to concentrate on right now.
I think that's a valid insight, and I think that's definitely an interesting counterpoint. Rizzle, are there any questions that you had before we wrap this up?
No, not anything important. You covered a lot of ground that I was unaware of and really interested in. Always curious what people are doing on the side, or what other interesting things you have in your NFT wallet. Any cool other side projects you got your hand in, or any cool NFTs in your wallet that don't necessarily have anything to do with anything, but you like?
Yeah, just one of the brightest NFT that I bumped into recently is an NFT for an ad. Have you seen that one?
What is that?
Okay, so basically there is a project, I don't remember its name, but it has an NFT, which owner can submit a specific ad to be displayed on a website. Yeah, basically somebody just sold the place on his website in the form of NFT. Yeah, and the owner of NFT can interact with this piece of the website that basically he owns. That's a really bright one, and I've been considering implementing it even on Rarible at some point, but it's just something that came to my mind because you asked yesterday.
If you're able to remember what the name of that project is, shoot that over to us. That's something I think both of us would be intensely interested in. That's a really cool concept.
Okay, I'll try to find this link.
Well, Alexander, it was really nice to get to chat with you. It was even better to be able to peek behind the curtains of the Rarible project and see and listen to all the amazing things that you guys are cooking up. Again, like I think of your project as just having the best UI UX out there in terms of minting software and a very easy to understand, intuitive marketplace, and also just a place that's cooking up a lot of cool shit. I think that people really, really need to keep an eye on Rarible. So again, it was a pleasure to speak with you. Before we totally wrap this up, please let me know if there are any handles or websites or you want to shout out so that folks can find you and your project.
Okay, so first of all, it's rarible.com. I encourage all of you to just come up to mint your first NFT. It takes less than a minute, and then to try and experiment for a new use case. Maybe that will be you who will create a new potentially big use case for an FTV space.
Cool. Well, once again, it was a pleasure, Alexander, and keep on building. We'll speak soon.
Thank you for having me.
Hey everybody, it's Matthew again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the conversation Rizzo and I had with Alex as much as we did recording it. I really think that this conversation sheds a different sort of light on Rarible, whereas a lot of people have been associating it strictly as a crypto art minting platform. I think after listening to this, you understand that its ambitions lie in becoming something greater. And along that roadmap of becoming something bigger, there's a lot of solutions that are missing right now that I believe will be implemented to address some of the big criticisms that the project is facing today. Well, with that, I think we can wrap up this week, which I'm sure has been hectic for all of my listeners. So I hope you all keep staying safe, continue to social distance, and I'll catch you on the flip side next week. Sent on.